Okay, I think we're good to go. Yep, there I am. Oh, Eve, it's been an interesting couple of days. I'll get into it as we start gaming, because we got a long haul ahead of us. Because either we're going to beat Sabrina by the end of the stream, or we're just going to have to move on to Koga for the next one. Oy vey. Alrighty. Head on over and get ready for some Pokemons. Oh boy. It's just set up too. Ah, crap. It's acting up again. Hold on. Okay, so that one's out of the question. Well, this is not good. Hold on a second. Okay, let's try this again. Of course something would go wrong. Okay, have that. Device not connected or available. Properties are broken. Of course OBS decides to crap out on me when I come back. Let's see. Okay, we're just gonna have to create an entirely new one. There's that. We're gonna have to fix it. And then put it all the way down here. Come on. That's it. Nope. Love that one. There we go. Okay, and then there we go. Not sure why OBS decided to give me trouble today. Let's kill the music and get the game started. We left off getting our asses kicked by Sabrina after clearing out Team Rocket from Sylph. So now let's see about... First of all, we're going to go and beat down the fighting dojo to get some bonus XP. And then it's just going to be all fighting Sabrina. And I think they're going to force me to have an open spot in the party, so in that case I'm just going to ignore it. Hooah! You're trespassing in our fighting dojo! Yeah, this would be the part where I would be fighting the guy in order with a Primeape, but you can't catch Primeape at this point in the game. So I can't literally do what Ash did and catch Primeape until on the way to the Elite Four. Nicely done, Charmander. And yeah, he didn't catch the Mankey, he only caught it once it was a Primeape. Oh, you love to see it. There's Primeape. Alright, don't worry, we'll get you out of there, Charmander. So yeah, I've mentioned this over on Twitter, but the whole reason I missed the first 2 days of the week first 2 streams of the week had to do with getting a couple of root canals. So what had happened was I hadn't been taking care of my teeth. Oh boy, now we're gonna have to do the same for Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto can't evolve until after game. Oof, I give up. Nah, you're not Pidgeotto. You don't get to evolve yet. I hear you're good. Show me. So I hadn't been taking care of my teeth. I hadn't visited a dentist since college. And, well, I think since my wisdom teeth came out right after college. Ah, crap. I kept Charmander up front. You know, I'd been brushing and not really flossing. Flossing has always been a pain in the ass for me. But I didn't visit a dentist regularly. I couldn't afford one because I wasn't aware of one you could have on Medicaid. Because I didn't have like a dental plan. At the one job where I had insurance, I don't think. And so I didn't know where to go to for a dentist. So I just neglected going to the dentist. I just did not go for years. For the better part of a decade. And so when I finally, this past year I've been trying to really get back into taking care of my health. So I went back, I found a new primary care provider. I found a new, I found a place where I could go to the dentist on Medicaid. And when I went to the dentist, finally, they took a look at my teeth. They were pretty all right for, you know, not having been to a dentist in almost a year. But there were 2 really bad teeth that were gonna need root canals, and one of them was bad enough that if the root canal wasn't gonna fix it, then it might have had to come out. But all things considered, like, for having not been to the dentist for almost a decade, that's not bad. The rest of the, you know, a couple of cavities and a couple of small, you know, other lighter issues that can be taken care of by a regular dentist, but I had to find an endodontist in order to get the root canals done. And thankfully, the one that was at risk was gonna be able to do a root canal on it in order to save it. And that's what happened yesterday. Was I went to, you know, I had to wake up extra early, 8 o'clock in the morning. Nothing tough frightens me. I break boulders for training. So I woke up at 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, in order to go for the root canal. And thankfully, it wasn't too bad. They only used Novocaine, whereas, you know, my mom was concerned, and I was concerned about maybe even possibly having to be put under for it. But he didn't feel it was necessary to, you know, put me to sleep for this procedure. So it was just Novocaine in the 2 spots. And then, oh, come on, Razorleaf. The other issue is, because I'm on the spectrum, the drilling noises especially bother me. So thankfully, he allowed me to... Well, there went Bulbasaur. This is what I was worried about. Little bits of the concrete are starting to chip off from me talking. But... Where was I? Oh. Ah. They're still chipping off. So, the Novocaine went in, and so I had some earplugs in, and then basically I just sat there with my eyes closed, so I didn't have to look at what was going on. I didn't have to think about what was going on. I just all I had to do was sit there and let it happen. And thankfully, I could still hear the drilling noises through my teeth because it would travel up my jaw through through the bone. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that they've shown that you can hear things through your teeth. Yow, stubbed fingers. Not yet, Charmander. We're almost there. So the drilling was the worst part, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel any pain. I felt some of the pressure. I felt when he spritzed some water or sucked some of the excess water or saliva out of the way during the procedure. And then for the rest of yesterday, I felt like someone socked me in the jaw. And then for most of yesterday, it was hard even talking because the concrete that they used, the temporary concrete that they used on the teeth, was hard because it was kind of throwing me off because I was like, how do I do talking noises? But by this morning, it had worn down enough that I could regularly talk. Whoa, take your shoes off. And I was a bit worried because as I'm talking now, little tiny chips of the concrete are starting to come off. But I'm guessing that's just part of the procedure, is that this is only temporary. It's there to cover up the holes they drilled in order for the tooth and the gum to heal. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go back for the permanent fillings. And then that will be, and then hopefully I just have to ensure that I take care of my teeth. Because of, I was concerned it was a crown initially. I thought it was going to be a crown initially, which is entirely something different than what I was thinking of. This is more of a standard, well, there went Charmander. This is more of a standard filling sort of deal, but it's a more like harder concrete sort of material. Not so hard that it's like dense and it's heavy on the jaw, but it's hard enough to like compare to the bone and the enamel. I give up. Alright, for this one, we're just gonna have Bulbasaur up front. We're not gonna worry about it. Grunt! I am the Karate Master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Expect no mercy. Fwah. So now I've got 2 teeth, and the problem is, see, when you got 1 tooth, that was given the root canal. You can just chew around it. You can use the other side of your mouth. Whoa, rolling kick. So you could just, chew on the other side of your mouth to avoid, damaging the tooth. Or, removing the concrete or, doing any sort of damage. I had one. They were big. The teeth that were that needed root canals were literally on opposite sides of the mouth. Suck it, Hitmonlee. So I had one on the top left part of the top left jaw, and on the bottom right jaw was the other one. So it was literally on opposite sides of the face that I needed to that they needed to do work on, which means I literally can't chew too much on either side of my mouth. It doesn't matter which side of the mouth I chew on. Fire punch. How bad's the damage? Not too bad. So it's not a case of I can just chew on the opposite side of there is no opposite side of the mouth. I can literally only chew with the incisors. I can chew with the incisors and canines, and then I have to be careful when I go to the molars. Not yet, Bulbasaur. Not you, Bulbasaur. You're not going to do it. Indeed, I have lost, but I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prized fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever one you like. I'm going to choose neither because Ash doesn't get one. Okay, now let's heal up and head on to Sabrina. So yeah, the root canal procedure, Chef does not recommend this procedure. If you can avoid it, do so. Just take care of your teeth, visit your dentist regularly, and then, try to avoid having to get that procedure. I mean, there's a reason so many people say, like, oh man, the root canal. It's like whenever you see a comedy about dentistry, somebody's always saying, the worst thing is always like a root canal. It's not as bad, because the Novocaine really did help prevent a lot of the real pain. So it wasn't painful, but it definitely didn't sound right. Hey, Bando. Yeah, we're working our way. We're trying to beat the game with Ash's roster. So we are currently about to challenge Sabrina the same way he did as his 4th gym. But we have to settle for 5th because we could not beat Sabrina before beating Erica. I'm doing all right. I was just relating about the root canal procedure. It's not the worst thing, but it's definitely something I would not want to go through again. It was not painful so much as it was it was very not fun. Like, it wasn't a fun procedure to go through, even if there wasn't any real pain to be felt. Thanks to the Novocaine did enough to prevent any real pain. But it was still, I felt like I was being, I felt like I was punched in the face for most of the day because of the Novocaine. And then then of course there was still the residual pain from having drills in my face. Yeah, so yesterday I made sure to not stream yesterday because I knew I wasn't going to be able to. I mean, if nothing else, I couldn't talk. Now the concrete that they used to cover the holes has worn down, and I'm back at the beginning. God damn it. Yeah, the concrete is worn down enough that I am, I'm able to talk again, because when it was initially there, it was piled on enough so that I felt like that my face was completely out of sorts. Like how to talk? How do I talk? I can't talk. How make words? So my mouth was just getting used to the concrete fillings yesterday, and now they've worn down enough that it's not too much of an issue, although I am getting little bits of them wearing off, which I guess is to be expected because my teeth are rubbing against each other while I'm talking. Good lord, where the heck is Sabrina's? It's one of these. I keep going around in circles. Okay. This one? And then... No, we've gone to that one. What about this one? Not that one. Okay, what about this one? No. Shoot. I knew the way to Sabrina's. It was like, there's a whole thing where you go like across and down. There we go. Okay. I'll have to try and memorize which one it is next time. Okay, got Squirtle. Bulbasaur's gonna have to be our last bet. Here we go. I had a vision of your arrival. I had psychic power since I was a child. I first learned to bend spoons with my mind. I dislike fighting, but if you wish, I will show you my powers. Thankfully, she starts out with Abra, so it's gonna be a bit easier because I don't think because all Abra can do is teleport and kinesis. Oh, never mind, not kinesis, flash. Oh boy, come on, Squirtle, you can hit. No, you can't. Shit. All right, we'll try bite next time. Yeah, there you go, Squirtle. Oh, you love to see it. So yeah, do not recommend root canals. Avoid them if you can. Alrighty, we got our level up. But the other problem I've been facing, and there's Psychic. I have been getting some double vision recently, and so there's been an issue with that. It's not so bad that it's untenable. Ah, fuck. But it's like every so often my eyes, it turns out one of my eyes is kind of lazy and it just kind of drifts a bit, so it just like all of a sudden it'll just be like double team. I think we got this with Pikachu. Pikachu's double team should be able to help us through. We'll just do it like 2 or 3 times. Ah, fuck. X defend. What was it? Oh, so I went to the ophthalmologist I went to an ophthalmologist to see... Booyah! We're already to Alakazam! Hell yeah! Go Pikachu! Now here's gonna be the real test. How much damage can I deal on Alakazam? Well, first I gotta hit it. Oh, I wonder... If I use Thunderbolt, can I paralyze it? I finally got hit. I should probably double team one more time. So yeah, it'll be like one of my eyes will just kind of like slightly drift over, and then all I have to do is just kind of like blink a bit and like refocus, and then I'm fine. Give me a paralyze. Give me a paralyze. But the ophthalmologist was concerned and is being very... I will say this. The ophthalmologist I'm going to for this is very thorough. She wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything serious. So... She was asking about various other side effects, like if I'm feeling, certain other things, like, nausea or pain, just to determine if it wasn't things like multiple sclerosis can cause double vision, a tumor, you know, could cause double vision, so she was making sure it was nothing like that. Give me a paralyze. Give me a paralyze. Come on. At least I'm not getting hit. We just need to get that paralyze off. Come on. Give me a paralyze. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything like that. Although what's interesting is I did not realize this, but my mom also suffers from double vision. And I wasn't aware of that. Ooh, can I? Can I do it with Pikachu? They didn't use recover. Quick attack! Holy shit, first try! Holy shit, first try! God damn! I'm shocked, but a loss is a loss. I admit I didn't work hard enough to win. You earned the Marsh Badge. Hell yes! We earned the Marsh Badge. Put that Marsh Badge on the screen. We beat Sabrina at her level 52 Pokemon with our Pikachu. Hell yes. Thank you, Double Team. No, you're not Squirtle. You don't get to evolve. No, Squirtle. You're not evolving. So yeah, now the thing is, the Marsh Badge makes Pokemon to level 70 obey you. Stronger Pokemon will become wild, ignoring your orders in battle. Just don't raise your Pokemon too much. Wait, please take this TM with you. Side waves, powerful psychic waves to inflict damage. Alrighty. Well, damn. I did not expect to beat Sabrina that quickly. Good job, Pikachu. Pikachu, once again, like in the anime, Pikachu coming in clutch. Okay, come on. Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Exit's around here somewhere. Come on. Where the heck is the exit? Is that it? That wasn't it. But I think it's in this room. There it is. Once again, more little bits of the concrete coming off. Well, damn. Now I need to figure out what to do. I think what I'm gonna do is go beat the Snorlax to get the Super Rod. Then go and catch Krabby so we can leave it in the box until Victory Road. And then we'll start heading down to Fuchsia via the bike road. Thank you, your Pokemon are fighting fit. Alrighty. Okay, and then once we beat then once we beat Koga, we can actually get Charmander ready to evolve. Okay, so we'll fly. Actually, no, we'll fly. We'll fly over to Lavender. I mean, we got a flying Pokemon with us. Why not? Save us the walk. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get an MRI at some point in order to fully ensure what the underlying issue is. More than likely, it is... Oh, I do need to put the Silph Scope and the card key away. Make sure the double vision isn't anything serious. And the Master Ball, shit. So that I mean, that's the thing is my mom's double vision was able to be corrected through her glasses. So I'm betting it's probably something similar, because that makes the most sense. That it's something to do with, like, if my mom has it, then it's probably something I have, and then nope, no depositing Pokeballs. Wait, was there something else? Pokeflute full, yeah, Master Ball. That's what it was. Because, yeah, Ash never uses a Master Ball. So, what was I... And then I've completely lost my train of thought again. We're about to fight a bunch of fish people, so why don't we put Bulbasaur up front? Yeah, so hopefully the double vision is just something... You know, whatever that thing my mom has is. It's probably like a muscle that's out of whack, or a nerve that's not acting, that's not working right. Yeah, I got a bite here! So we'll deal with that, but I wasn't be able... I think that's the thing with me, is I would not be able to deal with these issues were it not for Medicaid. And I think the fact that we just don't have that for people, for like everybody as a baseline, is insane. But then you ask anybody outside of the U.S. why they wouldn't have that when the rest of the European Union and even Japan and Australia and a whole bunch, like most other developed nations already have that. Like even in Iraq under Saddam Hussein had a form of universal health care, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was one of the things that was lost following the invasion of Iraq, was that was a lot of the pension stuff and a lot of the benefits that he put in place. And yet we don't do it because, be patient, fishing is a waiting game. Because some rich assholes couldn't get more money that way. Ah, shit. I should be able to do this. It's level 24. Oh, almost had it. I know VTubers aren't ones to get too political. And I've talked about this on Twitter before as well. The idea that this is a platform that you could absolutely use to inform people and organize people in a beneficial way, but I also get why it's not. That one got away. Because for a lot of people, this is an escape. This is them trying to escape from the madness of the world. The fishing fool versus the Pokemon kid. And so there's not a desire to continue talking about the issues when you're wanting a break. And I've said that before as well, that part of long-term activism is taking a break. You need to know when you're at your limit and when you need a break, because you can't keep going forever. And that's true of everything, not just activism. I mean, like, even streaming, you can hit a wall if you're not careful. I'd rather be working. Really? You wouldn't rather be fishing? That's weird, because usually it's the other way around. But I do feel like the complete aversion to it, like, for the people that are doing it only... Like, I've talked to a friend of mine, Zanebi, about it, and it's come up in conversation. She doesn't like bringing it up, not just because... I mean, that's the thing. Most of the time, it's too divisive. But at the same time, if you don't talk about certain things and lay down certain lines, you will end up getting some real pieces of shit in your community. And we're already starting to see little bits of that here and there in the VTuber community, because just like what happened with furries, just like what happened with My Little Pony, because there's always that weird little contingent of like 4chan asshole web nerds sneaking in and being assholes without any real repercussions, you are starting to see some VTuber members and VTuber community, sections be really heinous and awful. And they'll excuse a lot of really shitty behavior. It's not easy. No, you can't, Bulbasaur. Not yet. You can't do it. No, you can't. Alright, so Bulbasaur leveled up again, so let's make it Squirtle this time. Give Bulbasaur a break. There's an anecdote, and I've mentioned this anecdote a couple of times in my various threads. Alright, here we go. We're fighting the Snorlax. Snorlax woke up. It attacked in a grumpy rage. Look at that boy. Look at the boy. Okay. Yeah, there's an anecdote that go about a bar owner who when a Nazi comes in to the bar and wants a drink, he tells the Nazi, get the hell out of here. And when the guy sitting at the bar is like, why'd you tell him to get out of here? What the heck? Why'd you do that? And the bartender went, that you let that guy in, he'll start feeling comfortable enough to invite his friends in. Then his friends start coming in. Well, there went Squirtle. We'll have to go over to Vermilion to heal up. Let's send in Charmander for this. Oh, there we go. Good job, Charmander. Snorlax calmed down with a big yawn and returned to the mountains. Not sure what mountains they were talking about, because sure as hell ain't no mountains around here. As soon you'll get to the point where more and more of these Nazis invite their friends over. Next thing you know, you'll come in and you'll find out you're the Nazi bar in town. So you gotta nip that right in the bud as soon as it happens, because otherwise then they'll get way too comfortable. It also, which also ties into an old German saying, supposedly. I'm not sure how true it actually is a German saying, but I mean, the sentiment is still the same, whether it's German in origin or not. And that is, if you have 10 people at a table and they're letting one Nazi, you have 11 Nazis at that table. Because when you let one hateful, monstrous person in, just want to be safe. Figure since I have this much money, never hurt to have too much Pokeballs. And then we'll get a couple of more super potions too. Okay, I think that's all. When you tolerate that person to just even sit at the table and be courteous to him, you're allowing them that sort of platform, that security to be hateful. And that's the part that people, this all ties into the paradox of intolerance. Ah, shit, electricity. I'll have to switch over to Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur or Pikachu, depending on what it is. Oh, Voltorb, never mind. I can handle a Voltorb. And it just blew up on me. Good job, Squirtle. Took that hit like a champ. Yeah, Electrode's probably going to do the same thing, so we'll try to bite it. What was I saying? The paradox of intolerance. I forget who came up with it, but the whole idea is that to have true tolerance, the one thing you can't allow for is intolerance. And that's why the douchebags who are like, hey man, freedom of speech, I should get to say what I want, why are you trying to censor me? It's because in order to have true tolerance, you can't allow for that kind of hate to go unchallenged. And you have to you have to stamp it out, or else it'll spread. Because the minute you start, allowing it under the guise of, well, look, we gotta keep an open mind about things. You don't have to keep an open mind about everything. You can have a closed mind about certain things. Because when you start being like, well, we need to have an open mind. I'm the fishing guru's brother. I simply love fishing. Do you like to fish? Grand, I like your style. Take this fishing, young one. Okay, here we go. Fishing is a way of life. From the seas to the rivers. Go out and land a biggin. Let's go get that crabby. Pidgeotto, fly us back to Cerulean. But yeah, you can't allow for that kind of stuff to go unchecked. Because you let transphobia, you let the transphobia in under the guise of, well, it's just a joke. And then next thing you know, the irony, it stops being ironic transphobia, it stops being ironic racism, and it just starts being blatant, bigotry. Letting that sort of stuff in under the guise of it's just a joke is a way of sneaking in hate to places and normalizing it. You can't let it be normalized. And I think that's the part that people have yet to realize. Thankfully, a good number of people have caught on to that, because this stuff isn't new. These ideas, these thoughts of, like, you can't let hate in and fester, they've been following these sorts of movements, these sorts of ideologies for decades, and they know exactly how to handle it. It's just nobody, it takes, the problem is you need the will to do it. It's like I was telling my mom the other day while we were talking at dinner. We were talking about the climate stuff, and it's like, she mentions, well, people come up with this plan. Well, do they, these, it was about, how certain churches in West Virginia are trying to organize their congregants to be more conscious about climate change and be more active in combating it, specifically in terms of activism and organization. And she was like, well, what's the point in doing that? And I was like telling her, because we know exactly what the plan is, we know exactly what we need to do, but we can't do it because the assholes with all the money who make all the decisions don't want to do it. So using churches to organize has always been a key thing in American politics. I mean, like, you look at the civil rights movement, you look at the abolition movement, a lot of times those organizations, those movements were organized through churches. There's the boy. There's our boy. And he's level 10. Perfect. Let me see if I can catch him like Ash did right away with a Pokeball. Ooh, almost. Try it one more time. And then I'll try a bubble. Hey, did it just like Ash did. Just took 2 times. Its pincers are superb weapons. They sometimes break off during battle, but they grow back fast. Alrighty. Now we head back down and put Krabby in a box until Victory Road. This is actually going very productively. I did not expect this. I expected to still be fighting Sabrina at this point in the stream. So yeah, but that discussion with my mom had me, led to us talking about the churches being part of like the motivation and the fact that, yeah, this is all, we know exactly what we need to do to combat climate change. It's just the assholes with the money don't want to do it, so you gotta be a stick in the mud and say, hey asshole, we're gonna die if you don't quit it, and then you gotta make sure that their money isn't worth making. Because like even now, there's been that recent bill that was passed with, coal baron turned Senator Joe Manchin. That was a compromise for more renewable resources, renewable energy, but they still get to drill for oil and dig for coal. And even that apparently was too much for some corporation because they still don't want to be able to. They just still don't want that kind of shift over to renewable energy because, and this has been said, like it was found in like Germany that like they could build up enough energy from renewable resources to completely, power their energy grid, and then they wouldn't need more energy. They could literally reach a cap on how much energy they could collect from renewable resources, and then they couldn't collect more and use more because then they couldn't make more. Basically, we could switch to renewable and completely power our energy grid. Ooh, we're so close. Yeah, you didn't use rest. Perfect. But we can't do it because then we can't make money. There would be a point where we couldn't make money anymore, so we can't do that. So literally the only reason we're not on renewable energy is because rich people can't make more money. And it's such a bullshit reason. In fact, that's the reason a lot of the things are the way they are. It's just because, we can't switch to a better system because then some asshole couldn't make money. And it's like, at what point are these assholes going to realize there won't be money to be made if there's not a goddamn planet that they can live on? Like, these assholes are looking to be like, we're going to go colonize the moon and Mars. And it's like, dumbass, we have a perfectly functional planet. You just don't want to give something up. You selfish piece of shit. But no, VTubers can't talk about things like this. They don't want to alienate the audiences. And they don't want to. I think that's also why I'm averse to becoming corporate. I mentioned it on that one stream I did a while back where I attempted to play Hollow Cure and couldn't do it. And so I ended up playing... shit, what did I play instead? Was it Pokemon Unite? I think I did my Unite dailies instead. Also, the cue ball has a goddamn cup. He's wearing a goddamn cup. Like a jock cup. Like a sports cup. We'll show when he comes back around. Because it shouldn't take too long to beat this asshole. Can we finally get flamethrower? Nope. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, the goddamn biker cup completely threw me off. And I forgot where my train of thought was going. Yeah, see, he's got a cup. He's got a friggin' jock strap down there. For kids. Alright, not yet, Charmander. We're getting there. Okay, so we'll put Squirtle up front next. So what the heck was I saying? Come on, play, little mouse. Bitch assholes, selfish pieces of shit. Oh, corporate VTubers. Like, I think the idea of going corporate and making that kind of big money, I get it. I get the desire, especially since they're everywhere. But you know, as I've become more and more, you know, left in my politics, I have become more and more averse to becoming so corporate. And like I was mentioning in that stream I did a while back, where I talked about, you know, sort of my mental breakdown that I had, where I had to completely just ghost my one friend after moderating for them for like most of this year. You little rat. And I think part of last year too. I'm feeling hungry and mean. And I think it's just the corporate model doesn't work for me. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the work intensity. I don't like the mentality of like you're limited in what you can do and what you can say. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid to limit yourself like that. And I'd much rather be able to say, you know, speak my mind and, you know, than limit myself to just what's okay for me to say. Bad, bad, bad. Hey, you just bumped me. What was I saying? Oh, fuck, we got a wheezing. Thankfully, we're at a good level to fight these assholes. But yeah, it's just I can't do that. I can't try to keep up with that sort of demand. I don't enjoy, you know, that's not why I like that's not why I got into VTubing. I got into VTubing because it was an outlet for me not to show my face because I was having trouble with personal, with my appearance and with how I saw myself on camera. And so this was an outlet for me to really get back into creative mojo without having to deal with that sort of dysmorphia. And I still wanted to just be me, essentially. And that's why I ended up dropping the whole idea of playing a character. Was I didn't, it was still just me. It's still just me. It's still my opinions. It's still my thoughts. This is still all me. And there was no, especially since a lot of my, basically one of my main supporters over here came over from a different project where I used my actual name, so there was no point in pretending I was somebody else and putting on a character, a facade. Because I didn't see myself as a character. It was still just me, still myself. And I don't feel, and for me personally, I don't care if I end up like, that's the thing. I would rather alienate the right people and surround myself with good people than end up trying to be nice to everybody and allowing for assholes to begin festering in my community. Because that's the whole thing, is like, I left a bunch of Discord servers for bigger VTubers. Not going to say any names specifically because things may have changed in the time that I have left. But specifically a couple of the much bigger name VTubers had Discord servers where they were way too comfortable with using transphobic slurs and ableist, like, that's the next major hurdle with getting people away from, is using things like, things like, things that are making, disparaging to people with mental disabilities and people who are in the transgender community. And rather than fight it, because I could have sat there and fought it out. You know what would have happened? The mods would have gotten mad at me for making a fight. They might have gotten mad at me and you know what would have probably happened if I went to a mod and say, hey, these guys are being, they're saying these horrible things. They probably would have been like, hey guys, knock it off. See, it's fine. And it's just like, there'd be no real, I feel like there would be no real change in it, because I feel like there's that if that's the kind of community you've built for yourself, you've kind of allowed to coalesce, then from my experiences, unless you actively try to prevent that, and maybe they didn't know, maybe they aren't trying to do that thing, and maybe it's skirted by the mods. I just know that once I saw those kind of people in that server, I was like, I want out. Like, there's some non-VTuber servers that I ended up leaving just because it's a bunch of chuds. It's a bunch of douchebags in the server, and I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to spend my time around pieces of shit, or else I'm going to start sticking up. I'd rather be around really cool people. And thankfully, there's enough VTubers out there that there are communities full of really cool people. And I'd like to build one of those communities eventually. Speaking of which, I might as well, while we're in like a lull point, I might as well plug the Discord. I think I need Nightbot, because I know that they're either Stream Elements or Night. You can do it in Stream Elements, but I think you have to do it through Nightbot to plug your stuff while you're streaming. It just kind of automatically does it. There's a way about it. No, I checked this already. I thought I could catch Primeape here, but nah. You can only catch Primeape in Victory Road. I've looked this up. There's no money in fighting, kid. In fighting kids. I was like, there's no money in fighting? Well, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money. Well, that says I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money. Yeah, I'd rather have my community be a welcoming place for, like I would much rather have myself surrounded by people of, like, all kinds of backgrounds, and, like, we don't all have to be, like, full-on, like, seize the means of productions level communists. I mean, that's where I'm at. I mean, that's where I'm at politically, but I'm not going to deny people who are not that far left. The only thing I won't accept are people that are much further, like, because that's the thing is, when you look at it, conservatism is a very, very selfish, very kind of, not hateful, but, like, disregarded, it disregards people's well-being. It disregards a lot of things because it only cares about the self. And and that's why the further to the right you go, the more selfish you see people are. People in the center, people to the right of center. They're selfish, but they're not, like, wholly selfish. Versus you go to, like, the guys who have co-opted libertarian, because that's the interesting thing is libertarians in Europe, where the term first originated, they're far left. They're like the liberties of like they're like the liberties they were fighting for were social liberties. It was the really hardcore conservative capitalists who co-opted libertarianism to mean, and basically mean, laissez-faire capitalism to the point of like companies over people. It was freedom for companies, not people. Holy shit, that was a lot of damage. So libertarianism, when you go over to Europe, you hear somebody's a libertarian, they're much more akin to like me, where they are... the liberties they're fighting for are social liberties. People for the fight for people to be able to do the things they want to do, versus a conservative libertarian over here in the U.S. who only cares about making lots of money and, you know, fighting for the right, basically fighting only for their right to be an asshole and for companies to make lots of money. And that's really the big difference. Ah, fuck. All right, let me switch out Pidgeotto. But yeah, I'm always... that's why I would much rather have... And I know plenty of other creators have tried having political channels, and it always goes bad. Because once again, there's always fights breaking out when douchebags come in and stir up trouble. Like, I remember I was in one YouTuber's Discord server, and they finally had to get rid of the politics channel because at least like once a week, some libertarian chud would come in and cause trouble, and then he got sick of dealing with it. And I get that. Nah, shit. Don't worry, Bulbasaur, we'll heal you right up after this. And I'd like to keep it open just because for the honest discussions I'd like to have. But... ah, fuck. Alright, we'll swap out to Pikachu. You know, I'd much rather have the honest discussions and help keep people informed. We could talk about all sorts of stuff, you know, praxis, theory, that sort of thing. And I'd rather have that option available to people than to deny it than that. But like I've said, I've always been of the mindset of I'd rather use this platform to talk about important things rather than just be like, sunshine and unicorn farts all the time. Just because that's who I am. I'm not always sunshine and unicorn farts. Sometimes I'm a jaded, cynical asshole. And I want to talk about how shit sucks, and, we should probably do something about it. And I get it, not everybody wants that. But I'd rather have that option available for the people that want it rather than just be like, nah, we can't talk about that sort of thing. Like having a blanket. That's why I like Paige. Paige Monster. She's a kaiju VTuber. And she's not averse to talking politics and current events and things like that. We're bikers, 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 we're bikers. Sorry, Sun Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series reference came into my head. But she's not averse to it. I think Pictobeam is another one who also isn't averse to discussing politics, but it's not like their main thing. They don't open... they just don't leave it off the table like so many VTubers do. And I get why. Not every VTuber is gonna be, oh, you little shit. You little shit. I'm gonna kick your ass. Not every VTuber is politically savvy, so they can't have these conversations. And not every VTuber, wants to have, like I've said, my friend Zenebi, You know, her focus on being non-political, being apolitical, is about just focusing more on being an enjoyable presence, being a fun presence, and yeah, that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. I think my issue comes down to I'd rather have the option to talk about these sorts of issues and educate people and discuss things with people, rather than completely leave it off the table. You little shit, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Fuck your muck. Fuck your muck. Got Pidgeotto up another level. Good stuff. Smoked! Now, what would be nice if I could have a fully evolved team, then I wouldn't have to keep doing this every single level. But, so it goes. This is the parameters I laid out for myself. Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like there's something wrong with people who don't want to always talk about these issues, because yeah, it's tiresome. It's tiring. You don't want to keep doing this. You don't want to keep having these conversations, but I think what hooked me in was the fact that as I had more trans and more, more black, more non-white friends online, the more people I met online whose very identities were considered, quote, political, that's when I started to realize, oh wait, I'm lucky I don't have to talk about this. Some people's very existence can't be talked about without it being, quote, too political. And for them, they don't have a choice, because if they want to talk about their group, their culture, their community, it's considered, quote, political because because it's not the mainstream. And hey, those groups aren't lucky enough to just be apolitical, because their very existence is treated as political. Look at any time a non-white, non-straight, non-cis het white male is added to a video game, people lose their shit. Literally one single shot of a happy lesbian couple kissing each other during a montage made people lose their shit about freaking Lightyear. And so, like, these sorts of things continue to be an issue because people will not stop with it, and they will not give up this weird crusade of, like, not letting these groups have representation in media. Like, God forbid we acknowledge that gay people exist, or that trans people exist, or that, non-white people exist, and we tell their stories. All of a sudden you tell a story about, a Pakistani character, and it's like, why you gotta be political all of a sudden? It's like, motherfucker, we were always political. People always, these assholes act like Marvel Comics is all of a sudden becoming political. No, motherfucker, they were political back in the day. Captain America punched Hitler in the face before we were fighting in World War II. What do you mean we're just now getting political, you little shit? Captain America, Steve Rogers gave up the mantle after Watergate. Don't tell me comics are just now getting political, you piece of shit, you loser. You Johnny-come-lately. You're coming into my house telling me we're just now getting political? Nah. Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years. Politics has always been there. You just had the courtesy and the privilege to avoid talking about it. Not everybody has that courtesy. Not everybody has that luck that they can just avoid talking about politics. And I think that's why I'm much more keen on talking about these sorts of things more, because I have since I have that same privilege, I would much rather use my platform to allow for those kinds of discussions and elevate the discussions beyond just those communities involved. Like, the more people need to be talking about these sorts of things, otherwise it just goes unsaid. You know, the more you treat it like as a taboo, as something you can't talk about, the less it actually gets talked about, and the less chance we have to actually do something with it. Let me go back around to this other side and try to fight some people. Be a rebel! Yeah, drink Pepsi, be a rebel. Fuck. Yeah, now I'm feeling like I'm treading a lot of the same ground I've been treading. But I mean, yeah, it's these sorts of conversations always kind of come up because you never know who's listening, and it's just what's been on my, that's just what's on my mind a lot of the times, is because since so little, I mean, that's the interesting thing, is you study the actual history of things and you realize how little things have changed, not just from the 60s, but we're talking 1960s, but like from the beginning of the 20th century, we had opportunities to really change things for the better, and we chose not to, for the benefit of, because why would we do that? And, it's like, I was telling that in another thread on Twitter, where it was about how a lot of the movements that happen, the progressive movements, all of a sudden pull back when it's the next rung down on the ladder. Like, women's suffrage and workers' rights were right around the same time, and they both neglected to include non-white people. Both the labor movements and the women's suffrage movements ignored non-white people. And that didn't really start getting addressed until the 60s. And then after the 60s, then it started to move into gay rights. And during that movement, it was focused more on cisgender gays, rather than the other members of the LGBT community, less prominent members, specifically the trans community and non-binary people. And now they're the next rung down on the ladder to tackle with, and then, the more, I think what it is it's ultimately the less common, statistically, within society, and also the least prominent that you can see. Because we're also dealing with more disability rights, and like the Disability Act focused on physical disabilities, not mental disabilities. Let's fight these bird trainers. And so now we're trying to get more rights for people on the autism spectrum, with ADHD, with various other mental, non-physical disabilities. Oh boy, how bad is this? Okay, not too bad. Squirtle's a buff boy. Nicely done, Squirtle. New water move? No new water move. Fuck Firo, though. But yeah, when the people on the next, so like up from the, so you look at the ladder going down, it all started with, the people up top were like the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, people, the ones that have always kind of been the most prominent in at least America and America and England. the ones who held the most power. And then they started conceding it to non-landowning white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And then as time went on, then they started conceding to non-British group. Suddenly the white part started accepting more other European ethnicities, Irish, Scottish, Italian, French. It started incorporating those other groups because they were starting to identify themselves more with non-white ethnicities, and then if they did that, they might turn against the people in charge. So, hey, now you're considered white. Irish and Italian people, hey, guess what? You're white now, so that you don't, start playing nice with those other darker-skinned people. And so, the next rung down in the ladder are the women. So the white women, while they're less privileged than the white men, they were not, they did not have as much, they were not as privileged. They maintained some privilege, they maintained more privilege than other people, but they definitely did not maintain all the privileges. So they wanted to try and get more of that. Poor white working men tried to get more, for themselves. And then when it came down to including non-white people in their movements, they're like, no, why would we do that? Why would we do that? No, we want to win. And it's like, what it comes down to is exactly what Hillary Clinton was talking about recently, where they don't want to acknowledge trans people because it's not politically convenient. It is it is not politically favorable to side with the trans community, and so don't show support for trans people if you want to win. And it's like, wow, you were almost president. You just absolutely inhuman person. Just, you so... Kikariki! How do you like my bird call? Cuckoo-cuckoo! Cuckoo-cuckoo! I think that's the French cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh, hey, Dodrio. Yeah, just like the sheer inhumanity in the way she said it. The fact that her concern is not for the trans community, for all that they're facing right now. The fact that they're at the brunt of the stick, they're facing the brunt of it. She's more concerned about winning, as though she was gonna do shit when that's the thing. We're seeing right now that they're not doing shit. They're holding themselves back from being able to do more because they don't want to rock the boat. So it's like, what's the point in winning if you're not gonna do shit? If you're not gonna do anything, why should I vote for you? And that has been apparently that's been a problem with the party since the 30s. Like, what's his name? He was a comedic actor, way back in the day. Will Rogers, I think that was the guy. But even he would, this is the era of FDR. And he was saying how Democrats are just absolute shit at leadership. So this has been an issue with the party going all the way back to before our grandparents were born. For some of us. For me, it was right around the time my grandparents were born. But just this whole, you got this party that almost doesn't want to be there, it feels like. Like, their only reason for existing, it feels like, is to just not be the other team. Meanwhile, the other team has just been getting progressively worse. regress. They've just been regressing further and further into absolute fascism. And the one team hasn't, and the other team, their opposition hasn't moved a muscle except when they went further to the right in the age of Reagan. And that was only in order to win. You know, it was the same mentality, that whole mentality of, well, we gotta win. Well, what's the point in winning if you're not gonna do shit? Finally, we got a flamethrower. Let's get rid of Ember. Get that flamethrower on. Hey, Weezing, guess what? Ooh, that's nice. You love to see it. Now we just need Squirtle to start getting some tough moves. Of course, once he gets Surf, he's probably good. He's probably set. Oh, nice. I love it. Oh, this feels so good. Yeah, the only thing I couldn't one-shot is Weezing. Weezing's a bit sturdier. Are you satisfied? I am satisfied, because Charmander kicked your ass. We're almost there, Charmander. You're gonna get there soon. Okay, we got Charmander up there. Let's get Pikachu up and leveled up again. How many more we got to fight? We fought this guy. We fought this guy, I think. I think there might be one more. There's nobody down the middle. I think there's one more up the side here. Nope. Okay. Wait, did I fight this guy? Yeah. Okay, I fought that guy. We fought this guy. Nope, we didn't. Let Voltorb electrify you. It shouldn't be too hard. Slam it and jam it. Oh man, Voltorb. Wait till you actually get good. I don't know how Voltorb and Electrode are at this point. Ooh, there's Pikachu's level up. Yeah, I will say that I'm definitely feeling motivated to try and do some more interesting stuff. I think due to the limitations of my PNG... Ah, crap, I forgot to switch out. My Pokemon won't evolve. Why? Oh yeah, he's got a Machoke. He can't evolve it because he's got to have friends. But yeah, given the limitations of my PNG, because I've been making TikToks a bit more, making more, you know, movie reviews over on TikTok, and I kind of want to allow for more expression. And why you? And part of that I want to try and fix with a 3D model, because I eventually want to go 3D. I'm not big on 2D. Nothing against 2D models. Nothing against 2D live 2D streamers. It's just, personally, I like... It's like the Apple versus PC debate. The Windows debate. Apple versus Windows. Oh, crap. Yeah, we're already through there. Okay. Let's go heal up, and then we'll head into the Safari Zone. Now comes the time where we gotta catch all those Tauros. So we'll see about catching Tauros. Yeah, it's like... So 3D is a bit more like Windows. There's more versatility and more, you can do more, you have more options. You have more options available to you. Whereas with Mac, you're kind of set with what they give you, but what you get is still pretty good. It's stable. It's not as there's not as many issues as there are with Windows, because Windows is a lot more unstable, has a lot more... There's a lot more issues with it in terms of... security and all that kind of stuff. Let me see. Where are the items? Okay, nothing over here. There's Nito. There's another Nito. Nice of them to have the Nidoran under 16 so that you can actually naturally evolve them at their own level. I don't think there's anything down here, is there? No. Probably gonna spend like $3,000 just to explore and get everything. Oh, hey, a Chansey! Aw, I'd love to try and catch you, like I did in Red, but I can't, because Ash never caught a Chansey. I don't think I can catch in the Safari Zone or Tauros. Oh, hey, it's Egg. Okay, there's a thing here. Carbos. God, I still remember when we thought, like, we come up with rumors back when Red and Blue were just out, where it's like, oh, you got to go around this part of the Safari Zone and walk back and forth. Like, I remember you could only find Pikachu in, like, the bottom right corner of Viridian Forest, or alongside that right part of Viridian Forest. That was only available there. That was the only place you could find Pikachu. That was the kind of shit we thought, because we had no idea how the game worked. I think this is just a resting place. Is there anybody here? I don't think these guys give you anything. You give me something? Nope. Okay, these guys don't give me nothing. They're just there for talking. Nidorina. Nope, nothing up here. Shoot. I forget what I was saying. I've completely lost the train of thought again. Wow, there's like nothing up here. I think it's just a dead zone, so you lose steps. Yeah, whatever my train of thought was, it's gone now. Oh, hey, 36 Nidoran. Oh, a Kangaskhan. That would be cool too. Nope, nothing here. Shoot. More egg. Sorry, I can't have eggs. There's another Nido. I do need to fine-tune this challenge idea and figure out what the exact rules are. Because after this, I'm gonna have to figure out exactly what the rule set is for it, that could be applied to any Pokemon game. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go through Ash's regional teams again and determine. That might be a fun stream in and of itself. Actually, you know what? I got time before work today. Why don't I spend... I could have spent part of... Well, shit, I'm just walking around here. So why don't I start looking... shit, that's the only problem, is that I can't do it while also... And it takes multiple programs, and I'd have to be switching back and forth, so I'll have to figure out... I will say that looked nice when I was looking at the most recent Apple. Hey, there's a Cubone here. Hi, bud. Can't catch you, but neat. There's a Tauros. There's a boy. Let's just huck a Safari Ball at it. Nope. Try one more. Nope. And there he goes. Well, so much for that. So I think what I'll do is... before my next run, because I know I'm going to run out of time for this one too, before I get Surf. Is I will... I think I set up a... Oh, I was saying the Apple presentation showed a feature that would make what I'm thinking of doing, switching between programs, a hell of a lot easier. And it's just unfortunate that I can't really do that because I can't afford shit. I can't afford a cheap ass Chromebook, let alone a Mac, anything from Mac. But I think what I'll do is... when I set off for the third attempt, I'll get Ash's teams. I'll start going through Ash's teams for each region. And then... who's back here? Anybody important? You don't even want a prize. Keep items you find on the ground here, but you'll run out of time if you try for all of them at once. Flareon, but a frenzy if you turn into Vaporeon. I wonder why. Okay. Just more NPCs to give you like some extra information about stuff. Protein. yeah, once I thought I determined the full rule set before, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go through and fine tune it this stream, so I can actually like put it down and like mark it down, and then maybe even put it down somewhere and say, hey, you want to do a Pokemon stream, but you don't want to do like a Nuzlocke challenge? Hey, gold teeth, I can get strength now. I can't use strength until after I beat Koga, but TM32. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nice. We got Surf. I think that's everything. I don't think there's any more items I need to get. Huh. The Kangaskhan. Well, no Tauros. Oh well. And I can't surf until I beat Koga. But yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out exactly what the terms of the... Because I'm sure somebody's come up with this before. I can't be the first one to determine, like, the Ash Ketchum challenge and use his, you know, strategy in terms of how he, you know, his team makeups. We got Surf. And let's get rid of Bubble. Sweetness. So now, after we beat Koga, we can go to the power plant and catch Muck. Okay, let me find the warden's house. I think it's this one on the left. Yep. Thanks, kid. No one could understand a word that I said. I couldn't work that way. Let me give you something for your trouble. Alrighty. And I don't think Charmander can learn it until Charmeleon, at most. At least. Charmander can learn it already. So let's get rid of Rage. So Charmander can already use Strength. Sweet. So let me go back in there and get that nugget. Oh, okay, no, rare candy. Alright, let's stop by the Pokémon Mart. See if we can get... Let's first off sell the Carbos. And then we'll sell off the TM. And then we'll sell off the other TM. And then we'll sell off the protein. And the TM. And then we'll let's buy a couple of hyper potions. No revives, no repels, and no full heals. Okay. Okay, before we start fighting Koga, I need to get the pages ready, the web pages ready, and the notepad ready. And we can do this while we're fighting Koga. What does this house do? You got anything for me? Oh, this is Bill's grandpa. Okay, this is his house. Okay, then. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see who we put up front. Yeah, let's keep Pidgeotto up front for right now. And how many antidotes? 8 antidotes and 11 full heals. Okay, should be good. Now then, while this guy's talking, let's get everything set up. Strength isn't the key for Pokemon. It's strategy. I'll show you how strategy can be brute strength. We'll see about that, kid. Okay. So let's pull up Ash's teams. And then let's find the note I made for it. Because I'm pretty sure I already made one. Yep, here we go. Okay, so let me get this battle started first. What do you got for me? Hypno. Alrighty. And on the perfect level for this, too. I remember when I fought Koga in Red, I was way under-leveled for it. Ah, shit. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Ooh. Yeah, Pidgeotto, you're not best fit for this fight. Let's get Charmander in there. Give him a slash attack. There you go. Ooh, that was just a critical. That was the critical hit. Can you... Okay, good. Let's finish it off with Flamethrower. Yeah, boy! What? Extraordinary! Okay, let's heal up. And then as we do the next fight, we'll start going through. So, what I have written down so far for the Ash Ketchum Challenge is you can only catch Pokemon native to that generation, because that was the whole thing with Ash up until Journeys. His team makeup was only Pokemon from that gen. You have to have Pikachu or one of the Pika clones on there. So if Pikachu is not obtainable in the game, you need to have the regional Pikachu clone. You know, things like Dedenne and Emolga or Plusle and Minun. You have to have the regional bird. The regional bird must be on your team, because Ash always has one. Usually. Except for Journeys, once again. And also Sun and Moon, but that's because his grass Pokemon was the regional bird, essentially. You need to have a fire, grass, or water type. Now this changes around as well, because it changes around for Sun and Moon, and For his journey's team has just thrown a monkey wrench into this whole operation. Got Pidgeotto up a level again. You can't use in-battle healing items or held items, since Ash never used them. It's just got to be straight Pokemon battling for the fights. You only get one chance at fighting the Pokemon League and becoming champion. You can't capture any Pokemon after the 7th badge. That was the one thing I found. The Pikachu or Pika clone, the bird Pokemon, and the elementals are all permanent members of the roster. The 6th slot is a rotational one. Let's try out Surf. Try out Surf with this new Squirtle. And so that's kind of the idea behind the Ash Ketchum Challenge. You get the regional, you get a Pikachu, or if the game doesn't let you have Pikachu, you can get the Pika clone. And then it's a matter of filling out the roster with elementals, the bird, and I also studied the Way of the Ninja with Master Koga. And then it's a matter of a rotational 6th slot. So in order to fine-tune this... Oh, that's the other thing, is that I should probably determine when and where, along at what point, you can catch the Pokemon on your team. This is much better. There you go, Squirtle. Now you got some power. Get some power in your corner now. So let's take a look at Ash's old team. Old teams. So you've got Bulbasaur, Charmander, into Charizard, Pikachu. Did I write down Ash's teams? I think I did. Here we go, Ash's parties. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I did write down where he caught each of them as well. That's good. It's very Skull Bash. Okay, Bite? Not as much. Let's use Surf again. So, the Indigo League. He started with Pikachu. That was his starter. He then caught Caterpie in the Viridian Forest. He caught Pidgeotto in the Viridian Forest. He received Bulbasaur between Cerulean City and Viridian City. Did I mean Vermilion? I think I mean Vermilion. Yeah, Vermilion. I don't know why I said Viridian. So this is all between Cerulean and Vermilion City. Okay, there we go. So he caught the 3 actual starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, in between Cerulean City and Vermilion City. He then caught, as well as catching Krabby between Cerulean City and Vermilion City. He then caught Primeape between Saffron City and Celadon City. There's a level up for Squirtle. Now let's try Skull Bash. He then caught Muck between Celadon City and Fuchsia City. I should probably also start listing number of badges for these while I've got them. My tongue keeps rubbing up against the concrete on my one tooth. And then he caught all of his Tauros in the Safari Zone. Whoa, he's got it. Let's heal up Squirtle, and then we switch off to... We'll do Pikachu next. Get Pikachu up a level. How you doing, Pikachu? Pikachu's doing great. Master Koga comes from a long line of ninjas. Where did you descend from? Okay, so... Number of badges for the first 3... 0. Number of badges for the second 4... 2. Number of badges for Muck was 4. And number of badges for... Well, no, Primate was 4. Number of badges for Muck was 5. And number of badges for Tauros was 6. You got this, Pikachu. Okay, so that's his Indigo League. You've got the first 3 catches, including his starter, are with 0 badges and within the first couple of and before the first gym. Ah, shit, we got confused. Nicely done, Pikachu. Meanwhile, the next 4 were caught after his second gym battle and before his third. Let's see if we can quick attack this and finish it up. Almost. We got this, Pikachu. Drop my balls! Phrasing, dude. Phrasing. Let's get the Hyper Potion on the Pikachu. Are we up to Koga already? Holy shit, we're already up to Koga. Well, shit. Okay. Let's get everybody healed up. Here we go. A mere child like you dares to challenge me? Very well, I shall show you the true terror as a ninja master. You shall feel the despair of poison and sleep techniques. Okay, so... yes, poison and sleep techniques, whatever, blah, 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 then and that. Back to what I was doing. He caught Primate between Saffron City and Celadon City with 4 badges. He caught Muck between Celadon City and Fuchsia City when he had 5 badges. And he caught Tauros in the Safari Zone after he collected 6 badges. Now compare that to... Ooh, that was a bad one. Now we go over to Johto, where Bulbasaur carried over his Indigo team. Ah, shit, we got Toxic. We should finish this off real quick, though. And avoid poison damage for the most part. And we got the level up. Great. Let's get Charmander started. Oh, fuck. Double edge. Ooh, that hurt. Let's finish off with a flamethrower. Now I'm actually paying attention. Good job, Charmander. Ooh. May have to switch over to Bulbasaur for this one. The flamethrower doesn't cut it. Nope. Actually, you know what? Let's switch over to Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto can do more damage. Now from Indigo to Johto, his team carried over. So his team at the end of Indigo was Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charizard, because he had released Pidgeotto after it evolved into Pidgeot. Nicely done, Pidgeotto. Oh, perfect timing. Actually, I should probably... It wasn't during the battle with Koga. It was after. So we'll make Charmander wait one more level. And the next time he levels up, he'll evolve. Now that you have the Soul Badge, the defense of your Pokémon increases. It'll also let you use Surf outside of battle. Ah, take these two. Team 6 contains Toxic. It is a secret technique over 400 years old. Speaking of which, I need to heal up. They can faint. Actually, you know what? Let's start using down the remaining antidotes. So I can just stick to full heal. Okay. Now let's circle back around. Oh, I was so busy doing... Hey, Ben. We just got the Soul Badge. We also beat Sabrina on our first try, which I did not expect. And we're also... I'm also going through what the official rules would be for a standard Ash Ketchum challenge, since I'm doing this more literally here. Face is good. The swelling is all down. No numbness. How you holding up? Let's see. Now, where was I? Nope, that's not the right one. We're going to deposit the Pokéflute. Deposit the Super Rod. We're not going to need it anymore. Deposit the Max Potion until... Yeah, I feel that. I feel you there, yeah. I'm not... That's not too surprising. Yeah, just make sure you take care of yourself. Okay, the last two I can sell. We'll do that when we get to Lavender. So we'll keep Charmander up front and evolve him, and then we'll train everybody else up. Exactly, I feel, yeah. I haven't gone through something like that in a while. It was grandparents for me. Want to play with my Pokemon? So, I also actually didn't include the Orange League here for this, mainly because Ash only caught. Well, mainly because, firstly because the Orange League doesn't exist in the games. Yeah, seriously, absolutely. Cantor can die in a fire. Yeah, since the Orange League didn't exist in any games, there's no real correlation. The only thing he caught there was Snorlax and Lapras, and he released Lapras at the end of it. So I didn't really include it as part of this whole deal. But when you look at Johto, yeah. Honestly, that's definitely a sword of Damocles. Neither of my parents have been diagnosed, but yeah, they're getting up there in years, so anything could happen. When I whistle, I can summon bird Pokemon. And I'm gonna turn your bird Pokemon into Kanto fried chicken. Okay, looking at Johto, he catches Heracross. Oh god, that Farfetch'd sprite looks doofy. Looks like a Looney Tune. Meanwhile, Doduo just looks like nothing. There's no action pose, it's just literally standing there. I'm gonna waste a flamethrower on you, Pidgey. Oh, absolutely. There we go. Now we can evolve him. Just getting this ready. Ow, that's tragic. Finally, Charmander can evolve. We got ourselves Charmeleon. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to hold off on Charmeleon probably till after we catch Muck. So, put Bulbasaur up next. Get him some levels. My birds are shivering. You're good, aren't you? Okay, let's see, where were we? So in Johto, he carried over most of his party from the Indigo League. So, but his regional captures, he caught Heracross between Newbark Town and Cherry Grove City before his first badge. He caught Chikorita between Newbark Town and Cherry Grove City before his first badge. Why'd you start with the hard one first? Did you think you were just gonna beat me out the gate with Dodrio? Just as I thought. Let me try out the Pokemon I just caught in the trade. So for Cyndaquil, Yeah, just not even paying attention to these trainers. Yeah, look at my very tough Pokemon! And I'm just over here like, no for Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil was actually... Cyndaquil was caught in between Violet City and Azalea Town, which would have been after his first badge, but before his second. Yeah. At least it was peaceful in that sense. It wasn't something much more prolonged. Hey, Taters! What's up? Ah, crap. We're not going to be able to do this. Pidgeotto. Welcome home. Yeah. How was your time over here? You have a good one? Oh, gee. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hear too many horror stories for me to ever want to travel by plane ever again. I would rather take the train than fly after all of the horror stories I've heard. I'm glad you had a good time at least while you were over here. I raise Pokemon because I live alone. Wow, I feel that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know they're coming to my area. Oh, hey, we're gonna have a Bulbasaur on Bulbasaur fight. And yeah, I'm very hesitant. I know when I went to Weird Al, they all made sure that we were COVID-free and that we were vaccinated before going into the show. I don't know if Game Grumps was as... or the Game Grumps Boston venue was as intensive in making sure that people weren't carrying. But I know where my nephew and I went for Weird Al, they were very... Yeah, exactly. It's just the perfect breeding ground for it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't ask for this. Fork over all your cash when you lose to me, kid. I haven't tried Voltage. I'm not familiar. Which flavor is Voltage? Because I was much more into the live wire, but I've always been a fan of the... Ooh, that's probably good. Hmm. Ooh, yeah, there you go. That sounds good. But I've never been too into the dew. It always tastes like just a bit too much. Come on, Bulbasaur. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. If it's a certain flavoring agent that they put in, or if it's a certain what, but it's always just like that extreme. It always feels like, yeah. Okay, my nephew loves Code Red. I don't get it because I've never liked the taste of Code Red. Like, I don't mind cherry. I like the taste of cherry. For some reason, but whatever it is in Code Red, it just tastes nasty. Yeah, so I've never too into the dew. I never was one to do the dew. Ah, shit. Isn't gonna work. It's too bulky. What about cut? Have you started streaming again yet, Tate, or... You gonna wait until, like, later this week or next week to get back into it? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That can't be true. Okay, let's put Squirtle up front for right now. Once we get that item, we'll head back into town and heal up. I did see a few of them. I was never one of the to Comic-Con, so I never really kept up with the releases, with their big reveals for the most part. It just whatever came across. But I am, you know, everything looks good. Awesome. I should be able to make, yeah. My only thing Saturday is like Saturday night, my time, like late Saturday night, my time. So I should be there. You heard about that? Oh yeah, I shouldn't have anything going on at that point. Except what's stuck out to me, somebody raised an interesting point in that not a lot of people really know about the Fantastic Four. In that they don't know it's like everybody knows the Spider-Man origin story. Everybody knows the Batman origin story. Most people only have a vague idea of what the Fantastic Four origin story is, so having that nailed down isn't a bad idea for the MCU. But hey, as long as the movie's good, I'll be fine. Why not? I do have to watch my... Okay, I've still got about a half hour left. You look gentle, so I think I can beat you. Oh, honey, you have no idea. Let's take care of the Pidge. Oh, you little shit. Why'd you spit sand in my eyes? Ooh, so close. Yeah, so it it was an argument for an origin movie that I kind of agreed with, but at the same point, like, whatever they decide to do with it, as long as it's good, they should be fine. And they can always, like, reference the origin as well. They can always, like, flash back to the origin story if need be. It's not like they're, you know, it doesn't like the movie itself has to be the origin story. Oh shit, Wigglytuff. Yeah, I like how She-Hulk looks. I think it's gonna be interesting how they explain how Abomination went from being... Because I'm assuming they're gonna explain how Abomination went from whatever it was, whatever that thing was in Incredible Hulk, to his more comic book accurate, like, fish type man thing. We got Pidgeotto up a level. Agility. I don't think I need agility. He's already a fast boy. Yeah, agility only becomes better and more viable once you have moves like Electro Ball or, you know, something that, you know, where the power is determined based on your speed. I did finish Mission Marvel. I'm hyped for the Marvels coming up, and I love how they treated Kamala Khan. I thought she was. Let's deal with this now. What's cool? Trading Pokemon. Can't do that. It's an emulator. I mean, what? Yeah, I loved Kamala Khan. I was okay with the origin and that it's not her traditional stretchy powers. Because I think you know, once again, you're tying into Carol Danvers' cosmic powers, and I think that actually makes sense given she's a Carol Danvers fan. So tying her more into Carol's power set actually kind of works. I said trade! Yeah, let's head back into town and heal. What else was... Oh, well, they announced, the Shang-Chi director is taking over the Kang Dynasty, which is the second Avengers movie after coming out. Secret Wars is before then. And I don't think they announced who Secret Wars' director is yet. It's not going to be the Russos. The Russos are taking a back seat. So we'll see who gets that, but... Shang-Chi's director is fantastic. He's proven he knows how to handle action well. He can shoot action well. He can direct action well. So no issues there. Gotta put Bulbasaur back up front because he's still the lowest. And you know what? Before we continue on that training path, we should... Ah, shit, I can't get there. Let me go to Cerulean first. Let's go get Muck, so we can at least end the stream having Muck in the box. But yeah, I find it interesting that we're gonna be... This will be the the first phase without an Avengers title in it. Because the next 2 Avengers movies are going to be in 5. Yeah, Wakanda Forever looked good. What they've shown of Namor looks good. They've managed to make the winged feet kind of work, which is something I didn't think was possible because the winged feet look stupid. Wow, are you a Pokemaniac too? Want to see my collection? Oof, stretch. Oh, perfect. Oh crap, Lickitung. Yeah, there's nothing really out of San Diego that I cared much for. Honestly, at this point, I'm much more concerned that San Diego Comic-Con is just going to be a spreader event. That's how I was feeling about Anime Expo as well. I'm not angry. Okay, let's go get ourselves a muck. Yeah, Pikachu, aim for the horn! Yeah, we're gonna get there probably next stream. Shit. Come on, Bulbasaur, you got this. Damn it. Yeah, thankfully, Blaine does not have a Rhydon in this game. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Because they've changed up the gym leader rosters a bit. You probably guessed my Pokemon would be Magmar. There we go, no longer confused. That was a toughie. Okay, I do have to be careful which ones are Volt electrodes and which one. There's the muck. Perfect. Okay, got it. Ah, shit. Hey, Hylian. Welcome to the party. We're about to catch our muck. And then put him in a box. Ah, shit. What'd you disable? Leech Seed. Okay, I'm not going to use that for the rest of the battle. Ooh, boy, this is going to be... Because Bulbasaur actually resists Sludge, and Sludge is doing some major damage. We'll cut one more time. At least get it into the yellow. Okay, good. It minimized. Okay, let's try and catch that muck. Fuck. Go Pokeball! Damn it! What's the damage for Bulbasaur? Ooh, he's not looking great. Let's get you out of there, Bulbasaur. Actually, you know what? No, we gotta keep hucking the balls. Oh, thanks, Baton Bar. Hey, we got the muck! It smells so awful it can cause fainting. Degeneration, it lost its sense of smell. No nickname for Muck? Let's get the hell out of here. And let's get Bulbasaur out of the front for right now in case we run into something. Then we're going to deposit Muck into a box. Yep, it's another Magneton. Ooh, this is going to be a lot of experience. God, I need to go through the Indigo arc again. I was actually going through Timon and Pumbaa, the spin-off Lion King show that Disney had in syndication. Oh, goddamn Supersonic. Where Timon and Pumbaa would just travel the world in search of bugs. Yeah. Okay. Pidgeotto, fly us to Fuchsia. That first season did have a lot of the most quotable lines. Actually, let's heal Muck now. That way, we don't have to heal it when we get it out of the box, because the box doesn't heal in this gen. But, like, so, like, some episodes would take place in the jungle in Africa. Some episodes would take place with Simba. Then there was like some episodes featuring Rafiki where he would teach some animal a lesson. The hyenas would get some. It was like this weird Looney Tunes-esque bit where like some episodes would be about Timon and Pumbaa. Some episodes would be about Rafiki. Some episodes would be about Shenzi, Bonsai, and Ed. But, what was I saying? Yeah, so I've been rewatching that, and, like, but then that's the other thing, is, like, some seasons you had Nathan Lane returning as Timon. Other times you had a sound alike. But Robert Guillaume would always play Rafiki, and Ernie Sabella would always play Pumbaa. I forget if Matthew Broderick returned as Simba for his episodes. I haven't gotten to one of his episodes yet. Sometimes there'd just be whole musical numbers, like the episode was just a cover of a song. Like, the line Sleeps Tonight, or one was Stand By Me. Ah, fuck. Spearow. Let's go Pidgeotto. Exactly, that one. That was for the show. It was such an odd show. Like, one episode had them in Switzerland, and the premise of the episode is, oh, hey, Pidgeotto versus Fearow. I think somebody's calling me. Oh yeah, yeah, Jungle Games. I remember that. It was like a. Ah, fuck. Okay, we gotta fly up again. So that Fearow doesn't hit us. There we go. Nice one-shot, Pidgeotto. Yep. Yeah, it was all just mini games. Come on, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Actually, check my texts. See if that's about. See if that's who was calling. Okay, no, it was it's something else. All right, I'm not sure who was calling that. I'll have to see who it was after stream. But yeah, I need to go back and rewatch all the Pokemon episodes again. Because I remember at least the first 4, well, 5 technically with the Orange Arc seasons were really pretty good. Oh yeah, especially like even though they had Looney Tunes in the limelight with like Space Jam, they never had a full show, and I think that's because the 80s were spent milking the franchise with what's the terminology for it? What's it called? Clip show, essentially. Like these clip movies where they would basically take old Looney Tunes shorts and then write a new story around them, where you can clearly tell that Mel Blanc has aged like 60 years. Oh hey, Bulbasaur leveled up finally. And so in lieu of since the Looney Tunes lost their mojo, there were shows trying to recreate the Looney Tunes, like Ren and Stimpy, Timon and Pumbaa was trying to recreate it. A bunch of the early Cartoon Network shows were attempted to kind of do some take on the Looney Tunes. Cow and Chicken kind of did that. So they were like everyone was trying to recreate the Looney Tunes, but there wasn't a except the Looney Tunes, which were trying to do other weird things like being Space Jam. Oh yeah, absolutely. People were talking about how Ren and Stimpy got ranked as like one of the best cartoons on IGN, when Rocko's Modern Life is better and not made by a piece of shit. I mean, Ren and Stimpy does not hold up, and you can clearly tell the quality of the creator when they were given a second chance at the show after the initial run on Nickelodeon. Pokemon Fight? Cool. Rumble. Ooh, I gotta get going pretty soon. But like even after John Kay was booted off because he was such a notorious like piece of shit. Yeah, John Kay. He did Close But No Cigar, and that was before it was like much more common knowledge that he was just like an absolute despicable human being. Well, that was except that wasn't MTV. That was Spike TV trying to have an animation block for adults, where they had Stripperella, Ren and Stimpy, and some weird-ass show where Kelsey Grammer played a talking anthropomorphic rat. And I don't know what the point of that show was, but that whole cartoon block was garbage, and it ended just as unceremoniously as it began. Yeah, just a terrible idea out the get. I mean, which makes sense for Spike TV, of course. Their attempt at having a cartoon block was mired with the fact that it's Spike TV. It's toxic masculinity incarnate. It's a bunch of douchebags trying to be macho and manly and be like hot chicks and Blech. Exactly. There's a reason Spike TV is not around anymore, and that it's now the Paramount Network. Although Spike TV lasted for a good long while as the man's network, where men watch TV. Another level up for Pikachu. Thunder! Hell yeah! Let's get rid of Slam. We'll make Pikachu one of our special attackers. Thunderbolt will do it, but I kind of want to try out Thunder. There's no kill like overkill. You'll love to see it. What? You? Okay, I do need to start getting ready for work, so let me fly back to Fuchsia. Huh. I just realized something. Let me heal up first, and then we'll get back to where we were, and I'll start there next time. Alrighty. But if you look, when you use Fly, it tells you the order of the gyms. Pewter, Cerulean, Lavender, Cerulean, Vermilion, yeah, Lavender, Vermilion, Celadon, Fuchsia, Saffron. Alrighty, let's get back to where we were, and then I gotta get ready for work. But yeah, like, the 90s would have been the perfect era for the Looney Tunes, except they were too busy trying to ride mainstream trends, like be all super hip-hop and down with the kids. Like, I think the late 90s was the era that brought us those really garbage quote-unquote urban Looney Tunes variations. Alright, we'll start here next time. Okay. There we go. We're up to 6 badges. We got all of the Kanto team caught. It's just a matter of getting to, yeah, Tiny Toons was what saved the Looney Tunes for the 90s. Alrighty. So, let's go and find someone to raid. Who is calling me? Because my phone keeps going off. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. Who's live right now? Let's see. Who is live? Doing what? Somebody's playing Stray. We've got some art people. We got Phasmo, Stanley. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, who'd you got? Yeah, Candy Eevee. Let's go raid Candy Eevee. I know who that is. God, I haven't watched her videos in a hot second. Okay, we'll get that raid up and running. Let's get the outro. Let's get some outro music going. I should be good for tomorrow night to play Gold and get back into Gold. And then late Saturday night my time, 10 p.m. my time, I will be doing a collaboration with some Japanese VTubers to help them with their English. So that VOD will be up for anybody who's where that's too late. But we're all going to be playing some Gartic Phone. But in the meantime, let me go see what Candy Evie's doing, because I don't think I follow them. On Twitch, at least. I've subscribed to their YouTube channel, but I don't know if I follow them on Twitch or not. What are they up to? Ooh. Oh my god, I love their VTuber model. It is so perfect. Okay, I do follow her. Alrighty, so thanks for tuning in, but for now, I've got to tune out. See you later, folks. Bye.